Hello. Welcome back to Module 2, Searching as Strategic Exploration. Today, we'll finish Section 2, Blueprint for Discovery. As you remember, in the last video, we discussed common research terms. Now, in this second part, you will learn about research strategies and the types of resources that are available to you as you start your research. All records in a catalog or database is indexed to capture specific points of information about the material. These can include the title, the author, subject, the publisher, and the publication date. These points of information are stored in search fields that can be explored separately. Field searching is using a specific field to find all corresponding records. The most basic search strategies are those that look for sources according to title, author, or subject. If you enter a specific article or book title in the search field, the database will return that title. But you may also see all results referencing that title. Likewise, searching for a particular author will return all materials written by that author. But, again, you may see references to that author in other publications. If you search for a particular journal, the database will return results for all articles published in that journal. Databases sometimes use abbreviation for fields. For example, AU means author, TI refers to title, and SU means subject terms. You can also use the fields to search for TX, or all text, SO, or the source, AB, or an abstract, IS, or the ISSN number used for periodicals, and IB, or the ISBN number used for books. A search using keywords will examine titles, abstracts, summaries, and tables of content. When you use keywords, you may find that you receive too many results. One way to narrow results is to use multiple, specific, descriptive keywords. If you get too few results or hit a dead end, you can use different terms that mean the same thing. A thesaurus can assist you with finding these. If you want to conduct a search using a specific word or an exact phrase, you can put quotation marks around the term or terms. This will direct the search engine to look for sources that have just the item or items you want. This is also a good method if you come across a quotation during your research and you want to find its primary source. A controlled vocabulary is a list of standardized subject headings created by catalogers and database indexers to describe the topics of a specific source. These formal subject headings may be called subject terms, preferred terms, index terms, system keywords, or descriptors. They are applied to all records on the topic so they can be cross-referenced. The Library of Congress uses controlled vocabularies for their subject headings that have been accepted as worldwide standards. These can resolve choices between different spellings, synonyms, and scientific or popular terms. Wildcard symbols are also known as truncation. These can be used to widen your search and include various endings and spellings. You would conduct this form of search using an asterisk or a question mark. If you search with an asterisk, you will shorten the search term to a word stem. You then type an asterisk after the word stem. As an example, if you were to enter Organi into the search field and add an asterisk, the results would include words like organization and organizational. A question mark replaces a letter in a word, so that you can see results with different spellings. If you search for the word labor with a question mark, for instance, the results will include the American form of the word as well as the British. Boolean operators are the words and, or, and not. These are used in computer databases to connect search terms. And a not will limit the results because both terms have to be in the record. For example, you enter the terms trauma and nursing. The search engine will only return results that have those combined words. Entering trauma not nursing will result in sources that use trauma while excluding nursing. Finally, you can also combine two or more search terms using Boolean operators. An example is credit or risk, and banking. The Barton Library has a number of resources that you can use, but you can also search the holdings of the Great Bend Public Library or any public library that has an online catalog, the State Library of Kansas, or any college or university library in Kansas or around the world. Books can be invaluable sources for scholarly research. They are typically more in-depth in their exploration of a topic than journal articles and draw heavily from a variety of sources. Some books are written for a specific subset of occupational or technical experts and will feature esoteric language. Others are intended for a more general or popular audience. Still others focus on academic or scholarly readers. Naturally, you should evaluate books with the same care you would any other source. We will discuss this more in the next section. Periodicals include academic journals, trade publications, newspapers, and popular magazines. They can be issued daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, or annually. Databases such as EBSCOhost, Infobase, and JSTOR offer peer-reviewed, scholarly journal articles, popular magazine articles, newspaper articles, reference book entries, ebooks, and streaming videos. The databases will provide either full-text articles, an abstract, or a citation. Many databases such as EBSCO feature suggested citation styles according to the relevant academic field. Internet search engines are outside of the library's holdings and can include Google, Bing, or DuckDuckGo. They offer free and open information that is available on the World Wide Web. Using them can point you to popular websites such as Wikipedia, commercial websites like Amazon, educational websites including Kansas State University and Fort Hays State University, professional association websites such as the American Historical Association, and current news and information like CNN and Fox News. The Barton Library encourages the use of its databases over that of Internet search engines. There are 4 basic reasons for this stance. Materials found on research databases are created by experts in a professional field. Subject experts and publishers peer review these resources for accuracy and credibility, then recommend them for inclusion into the database. Results are typically more neutral. They are also reviewed and updated regularly. The decentralized nature of the Internet allows anyone to publish opinions and ideas. There is a greater potential for bias, inaccuracy, overt or hidden agendas, and incompleteness due to haphazard standards of evaluation. Moreover, websites may not be updated regularly or could be allowed to lapse. Many websites may not be academically credible. Search engines are free to use, but many websites contain licensed proprietary materials that require one to create a user account. Subscription fees for full access may apply. Instead, most scholarly databases are accessible only to paying subscribers such as the Barton Library. The library's database subscriptions are funded through tuition dollars and state funding. The library has 96 databases to offer you, and all enrolled students have the ability to access them. So, you should not feel obligated to pay for any other online resources. If you do find material that is not part of the library's print or electronic collections, contact your subject specialist librarian about making an interlibrary loan request. Search engines produce unfocused or imprecise results, forcing you to sift through potentially billions of options in a variety of formats. Additionally, most websites will use their platform for ad revenue, and the likelihood of your computer being infected by adware or spyware is greater. On the other hand, the library's databases are designed and organized to allow users to search for and retrieve relevant and focused results. They use controlled vocabularies relevant to the chosen academic field. As you likely remember, we talked about controlled vocabularies in the first part of this section. Plus, databases are free of any advertisements. The content published in journals, books, and newspapers does not change. Materials remain in the databases for a significant length of time and can be retrieved multiple times. Web content can and does change, often without editorial notes documenting any revisions. Moreover, web pages and sites and their content may disappear with no warning. Government agencies can be an indispensable source of data for an array of disciplines. The Census Bureau and the Bureau of Labor Statistics are 2 examples of federal agencies that disseminate data in the United States. The United Nations and the World Bank are among the intergovernmental agencies that operate across national boundaries. A data repository is a virtual storage entity into which datasets have been deposited by researchers. The data can then be accessed and analyzed by third parties. For example, the Inter-University Consortium for Political and Social Research, based at the University of Michigan, is one of the world's oldest and largest archives for social science data. Be aware datasets within digital repositories can vary widely in the quality of their metadata, data dictionaries, and codebooks. The Digital and Data Information Literacy series will discuss this topic in more detail. Data hubs are non-repository websites and sharing platforms. Unlike a data repository, which is designed to preserve data once it has accomplished its original purpose, data on websites and platforms are often being actively developed and may vanish without warning. 19th-century German historian Leopold von Ranke urged the reconstruction of the past way es eigentlich gewesen, or as it essentially was. An archives is ideal. The Society of American Archivists defines the plural noun archives, the documents, as records created or received by a person, family, or organization and preserved because of their continuing value. And the singular noun archives, the structure or the room, as the building, buildings, or portion thereof housing records of continuing value. Archives used to mean collections of written texts, but, in our information age, records are either being digitized from written historical documents or are born digital. Additionally, the Internet has allowed ordinary individuals to become archivists of their own personal histories, with the posting of texts, blogs, and videos, all historical documents they have created regardless of the format. Archives can be treasure troves of primary documentary evidence. Purdue University defines a special collection as a group of items, such as rare books or documents, that are either irreplaceable or unusually rare and valuable. Due to their nature, special collections are stored separately from regular library collections, typically in a secure location with environmental controls to preserve the items for posterity. Special collections can include rare materials that focus on a single topic, such as aviation or women's history. Special collections are assembled to support scholars by grouping associated materials together in one repository. The Cohen Center for Kansas History located in the Barton Library is one example of a special collection. Next time, we will look specifically at the resources available to you at the Barton Library. Until then, thank you for your time. If you want to learn more about the subjects we have discussed, here are the sources used for this section.